Our church worship service lasts 45 minutes. For the last 2 years, I've not been able to stand that long. 2.5 weeks into wearing the X39 patch, the pastor said, "You can now be seated." It dawned on me at that moment that, my goodness, I've been standing this whole time, didn't realize it.
After starting using the technology for approximately 2 weeks, my pain completely disappeared.
32 years of pain gone in 3 days.
I just love the products. They just help me to feel younger and younger year after year.
Thank God for X39.
My skin become younger, softer, firmer.
It's been really amazing.
I love X39 because it really helped reduce the inflammation in my knee. I can now run again. Woohoo!
Well, welcome to our first Tuesday of the month call for Lifewave Success, Live Younger. It is December 5th, 2023. So glad that all of you could join us. I'm thankful to the co-hosts that are joining me, and we're all co-hosts on it, to Pete Redekop, Judy Friesen, and Carola Bergen. Tonight we have some exciting stuff to go through, and most of it has to do with an initiative that is coming from Pete Redekop. And, without further ado, Pete, why don't I turn this call over to you? Pete is my sponsor and the sponsor of essentially all of us in this group. And he has some really exciting news to announce as we close off the year and start the year strong in 2024. Pete, unmute yourself and come to the mic, please.
Hello, Carl. Thank you. And good evening. Welcome, everybody, to the Amalgamated Success Team Live Younger group. But I had actually asked Judy to do the opening session here for tonight real briefly. So I'm going to reserve me coming on after we've heard a little bit from our superstar, Judy Friesen from Abbotsford, BC. So I'm going to turn it over to Judy first real quick, Carl, and have her share a few things. And then I'll come on right after. Just great to see everyone on the call tonight. Welcome here. So, Judy?
My apologies, Judy. That just tells I'm not on my game plan. I knew about this beforehand. My apologies. Judy, please take the floor for us.
No problem, Carl. Yes, I appreciate that. Well, you know what? I have been pondering, what to share here with everybody. It's been an interesting month since last time we got together, since the first Tuesday of the month, last month in November. A lot has happened in November. One of the things that I have been really trying to practice better in my Lifewave business is being a good friend to my customers and to my brand partners, and caring about them as people. I tend to want to just jump into the business side of things right away, but people have lives too. And one of my brand partners I wanted to tell you about, he's been very excited. He's been sending me names to follow up with, and I have signed up a number of people under him so that now he's received his first couple commission checks. But his daughter had a very serious heart surgery a few weeks ago. And I've got a lot of people and a lot of things going on in my life and a lot of names, but I was really glad that I made a note. I just made a little note beside his name to remind myself that he had told me about this. And so I reached out to him in a text, and instead of asking him about Lifewave business or whatever, I just reached out and said, "Hey, how's your daughter doing?" And it was interesting. His response was, "Wow, thank you, Judy, for asking." It meant the world to him, that I had remembered to ask about how the daughter is doing. Yes, he and myself would love to see her on the patches, but she's not quite ready for that yet. But just caring about who they care about is really important. And he has sent me a number of people that are his close friends, and he's trusting me to take care of them, to introduce them to the product, and to follow up with them. So I called a number of his people today and just said, "Hey, you know what? I'm just calling on behalf of your friend, and I want to find out how you're doing and what's happening." And one of the calls that I did today, so I could really talk about, not just recruiting people, but maintaining people with good follow-up. I called that person, and he had a rotator cuff problem. And so I said, well, it's been a month now, and so let's do a little update. Let's do a little consult. He said, you know, my rotator cuff has not improved at all since I started the patches a month ago. And I said, hey, no problem. So let me give you a couple suggestions on where you can place the patches to help your rotator cuff. He was so thrilled that I cared enough to follow up with him, reach out to him, and to give him some hints and some ideas. And I said, let's talk in a week, just a quick text, and tell me how is it going. These things are reminding me that the way for me to keep my business is not just to recruit people, but to care about them and to follow up with them. And so I have a very full schedule of just marking down when it's been 2 weeks for a brand new person, when it's been a month, when it's been 2 months or 3 months. I'm trying to make sure that I'm in touch with them. And I am surprised and even shocked at how many times when I call, they really are struggling. And if I hadn't called and I'd left them for too long, they would have fallen off. So it's reminding me that people are not going to call me. They need me to call them and say, hey, how are you doing? How's it going with your patches? So I had a number of those calls today just to make sure that I do good techniques on retention. To retain my team means I need to care, I need to listen, and I need to ask specific questions. Number one, are you drinking enough water? Number two, are you experiencing any detoxing? And number three, are you writing down your improvements on the health tracker? Those are the three things that I ask every time I call. Are you drinking enough water? What are you experiencing? And are you writing it down on the health tracker? So, you know what, Pete, I feel like this is what I've been learning this month, is that if I go to all the effort and work to help sign up people, I want to make sure that I am a good steward of that relationship, to make sure that I keep in touch with them. And people will not reach out to me, even though I ask them to. I tell them, please, please call me. But when I call them, I invariably find out that they're teetering on the edge of dropping off because they need another little coaching. They need another little encouragement. They need a little adjustment of where to put these patches. So I just thought I'd share that for everybody to say, don't forget about your people that you have signed up, to make sure you get back with them regularly. That's what I'm trying to do to keep my business healthy and alive. All right, back over to you, Pete.
Well,
Thank you,
Judy,
Go ahead, Carl.
I just want to jump ahead of you, Pete, because I think the order is important tonight. And I really appreciate what Judy shared here about retention, because we are in a drive to bring new people. And I think your announcement tonight is essentially focused on that. But I want to share something here that came up on a weekend call this past weekend. Roger and Corolla were on a GoPro with Eric Worre. And one of the things he challenged, and we all talk about in this business, that success is not magical, it's mathematical. And so while we balance the importance of customer retention, we have to be out there seeding actively, and the numbers will eventually reflect the number of successes we have. Productivity has in its root word activity and product. So how much activity are you having with your product? How much activity are you creating for your product? And one of the challenges that came out on the weekend, and I thought it was really good, and I'm challenging every one of us, not just, ordinary brand partners, not just the new ones. I'm challenging the managers, us as directors, and everyone to take up this challenge. And that is to send out 100 messages to people in your phone, people that are in your contacts, people that you may wonder, how did this person even get here? People that are on your Facebook followers and your Facebook friends, people that in your Messenger, people that are on Telegram or any other platform you're using. And while he did this live for 1 whole hour, there were multi-million-dollar earners in that audience that took up the challenge. So this is not beneath anybody, and it's not beyond anybody. And I say that with what Pete's going to share here tonight, this is a wonderful challenge, because we all need new people to talk to, as well as retaining our old ones. It's terribly important, as Judy just mentioned, and it's critical. And we're going to talk more about retention in one of our planning sessions yet to come. But this is a challenge I want to take up. And will you join me? How many of you are going to join me and send out 100 messages out there? And don't worry about the responses. That was part of what he shared. Just get those messages out there and see who responds to it. And of course, there is a strategy into how we're going to engage them, because the whole point is to engage them. A lot of us have talked about, and it's been talked about ad nauseum, our daily method of operation. And some of us get stuck on that because we think we got to reach out to 3 people. But what if we went out seeding? Massive seeding operation. This is going to help every one of us to bring in new recruits. Some of them may not respond to you, but a lot of them will. And some of the testimonies that were shared during this weekend of training at the GoPro Summit was that it was amazing how groups grew because they seeded. We're like farmers. We need to cast all that seed out. Farmers know that not every seed that hits the soil is going to turn into a crop. But we know that it's numbers. It's not magical, it's numbers. And I'm going to share personally, before I close here and turn this over to Pete, I've really struggled reaching out to people. I have not felt and not had the confidence to go out there and do a direct phone to somebody that perhaps I haven't talked to in a long time. But this methodology of casting out all this seed is going to return to us. I'm confident of it. And if the world leader in multi-level marketing, network marketing, or direct selling, or whatever you want to call it, is saying this, and Eric Worre is in that category, should we not be taking up this challenge for ourselves? We're going to end this year strong if we do the due diligence, if we go out there and seed, and find out who comes back, who we can engage, who's interested, that we can introduce our wonderful product to. Now, on the heels of all that, I'm going to ask again, I want to know that you guys are all going to join me and do this challenge and accept it for what it is, a massive operation of mathematical proportions. And let's see how this is going to reflect in our business. And with that, I'm going to now turn it over to Pete to announce what the exciting news that he has to bring.
Well, thank you so much, Carl. And I want to start off by just welcoming everyone that's on the call here, whether you're live today or you're listening via a replay. We welcome you, we embrace you, and we're just so appreciative that you took the time out of your busy schedule to be on this call with us here tonight. Well, most of you know me really well, and so no point for a long introduction, but I want to begin today with just kind of feeding off of what Carl just said. When you're sending messages out in massive amounts, and I'm no stranger to that, I've done thousands of messages out to people, and some people are really worried about the rejection that may come. And my attitude has always been, well, what's the worst thing they can do? They might say no. And, you know, I come from a background where I first came into network marketing in the early 1990s, and I would go knock doors. Can you imagine the terrifying feeling of knocking doors and doing it all day long and not knowing what was on the other side of the door, or the kind of dog that you might, have on the yard as you open the door of the car? It was terrifying in the beginning. I had to overcome that fear. And it was one of the greatest obstacles that I had, is getting myself up and going and knocking the door, equivalent to picking up the phone, grabbing your In Touch app, or texting someone, whether it's on Facebook or anywhere on social media. It's the fear of success often that is far greater than the fear of failure. And once you get in a rhythm and you start to do that, it's absolutely amazing at the fruits of your labor and how you will reap and how you will harvest that. So my background is 30 plus years full-time in the network marketing industry. And I came across Lifewave in March of 2020. Well, I came across it long before that, but had rejected it, and finally made the decision to do Lifewave and to try the product. Had a profound experience, loved the product. I'm just wondering, is there anybody in the room here that would appreciate a very short abbreviated PowerPoint, or should we just go into talk mode? Let's get a little feedback here, because I only want to do the PowerPoint if you feel there's some value in it and there's something new that you could learn from a PowerPoint that we've done before. So your thoughts really quickly. I know we have Agni here, who's maybe never seen a PowerPoint. I don't know. I know Daryl. I was on a Zoom with you last night with Carl and Roger and Corolla. You saw an abbreviated one. Would there be value in that, ladies and gentlemen? Just unmute real quick and just let me know what your thoughts are if you think we should.
How long is the PowerPoint, Pete? Because we do try to keep it to 30 minutes, but if we all agree to go over, that's fine. How long is the PowerPoint?
It's however long I make it. I'm going to do it in 5 minutes or less tonight, just for the sake of time tonight. You can zip right through it. So why don't I do that real quick? And I see we've got our good friend Cameron Cushing on the call here as well. I mean, what a great individual, and he's really stepped up to leadership, and he may find some value in this as well. So let me just real quickly set up the PowerPoint here if I can, and let me go through it.
Yeah, Peter has said yes, and so has Nettie to say yes. Do that quick.
Okay, we've got some people that are interested in it. So let's go slideshow here from the beginning, and I'm going to go through this. I'm not going to read this word for word, but I want this on the recording more so than here live today, because many may choose to share the recording of this webinar here tonight, and there may be someone in the audience that's viewing via replay that will see tremendous value in this. And it's all about our flagship, our crown jewel product, X39, how to activate your stem cells. And of course, one of my favorite mottos is I finally figured out what I want to be when I get older, and that's younger. Who wouldn't want that? So the stem cell revolution is incredible. Everyone out there wants to feel, heal, and live younger.
Click the slides, Pete. We're not seeing an advanced slide. We're still seeing the first one.
Oh, I'm navigating through it here. I'm moving it, so I'm not sure why you wouldn't be seeing it.
We still got the first slide up there because I know where you are already in the presentation.
Okay, then I'll just do it manually here. It's obviously not letting me navigate there. Can you see this slide now?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll just do it manually here versus the other mode. So, well, the stem cell revolution is absolutely huge, and everyone wants to feel, live younger. And we all know by the time we reach age 60, only a small percentage of these stem cells remain active. And the fewer stem cells you have, obviously, the faster you age. Now, we've talked a lot about stem cell injections. It's been an internal discussion among the leadership groups in Lifewave. And I had a gentleman say, there's no way I'm going to go into a stem cell injection today because I cannot be guaranteed that the host is not vaccinated. In this case, he was very anti-vaccine. And he said, first of all, they're expensive. They're $10,000 to $18,000, and they're painful, they're risky, they're controversial. There's no guaranteed results. So many people are looking for alternatives, and we have that alternative in Lifewave, and it's a simple patch. It's $100 a month. You apply this technology to your pressure points in your body, and you get a phenomenal result as a result of this patch, as long as you're hydrating. And the genius behind this is the inventor, CEO David Schmidt. This guy is absolutely the most spectacular CEO I've ever met in my entire life. And I've been with a lot of companies in my 30 plus years of network marketing full time. I mean, this individual, I got on a private Zoom with the guy when I came in. I mean, how odd and how rare is that the CEO of a company, a legacy company, it's been around 19 years now. We're celebrating our 20th birthday. And I'll share one other thought here that comes to mind. When it comes to a legacy company that's been in the business, that's proven itself, and has been around, never missed a payment ever in the 19 years, one thing that I think is so amazing about this particular founder is he goes the extra mile each and every single time. And we witnessed that firsthand for all of us that were in Orlando at the convention this year. So let's move on to the stem cell aspect of it. There's such a craze in the industry right now of stem cell activation and how the technology works. I'm not going to go in depth into the technology here today. We have plenty of videos in the InTouch app that goes into the science behind photobiomodulation therapy and how it works and how the body responds, your organ, your largest organ, your skin, by applying this patch to your pressure point, a specific area in your body, and it reaches 36.4 degrees, the body temperature, it activates non-transdermally, and it gives you the light therapy, the photobiomodulation therapy, which is a mouthful in itself. And it took me a while to get that lingo down to a T, but it's an amazing thing. It's a frequency. It's a frequency that's created by the inventor. It's patented. It holds 100 patents, and there's hundreds of clinical trials on this. This is not a Me Too product. This is patented. No one else has this technology. It's very, very unique. It's very different from joining a CBD company or whatever, another vitamin company. And well, the guy around the block's got a better one, a cheaper one, and claims it's more amazing than the one you've got. We don't have that competition. We don't have any competition in this space. And it's the only network marketing company that I can say has zero competition. And it's also the only network marketing company that I know of that grew 300+% during the pandemic. Since I joined in March of 2020, it's over 300% now already. It's just phenomenal what's going on here. And yes, we do have the clinical studies. I've been with many network marketing companies, and most of them have, like Melaleuca, Watkins, Amway. They have one, they have two clinical studies. They have one patent, two patents. That's all they have. And I'm not knocking those companies. They've got great products. There's nothing wrong with their products. They just don't have what we have, something that actually is proven in all double-blind placebo studies to activate your stem cells. So it's absolutely amazing. It'll give you more energy, and it'll give you more youthful feeling, more sleep, better sports performance, recovery time. The sleep is just one of the first things I noticed. I mean, I've got a severe sleep deprivation order, and it is so incredible. And BJ in the intro here talked about his wound healing, ribs broken, black. I mean, I saw how his stomach looked, and just weeks later, complete wound healing. And that's not sporadic. That's not here, there. It's all over the place that is happening. Scar reduction. And take a selfie. I always say this to everybody. Take a selfie before you start and look back, reflect back on that selfie 3 months, 6 months later. You may not feel it always in the beginning, but trust me, you are going to notice what's happening with this product in your body, because the way stem cell works is it goes to the organ, it goes to the body, and it goes where it's most needed. If you want it for a really bad problem that you have with your stomach, well, maybe the stomach is not the highest priority. Maybe you have a problem in the lung. Maybe you have a problem in the pancreas. Maybe you got a problem in the liver. Guess where the stem cell activity is going to go? It's going to go where it's commanded to go. It knows what to do, and it gets in your body and it does the work. So that's pretty much as far as I'm going to go on the PowerPoint tonight. But we have stem cell activation that is just like, for the price of a cup of coffee a day, you can look, feel, perform, and live younger. Thus the motto, live younger, in the community we're involved in. So I'm going to stop the share here on the PowerPoint, just very brief here. There's lots more to that PowerPoint, but I'm super excited today to share with everyone that we're going to do something really unique. And I'm going to, first of all, share with you the goal, the motive here is a little bit selfish. I'm on the cusp of switching over to executive director. So I got on a call with Robin and Gregory. I got on a call with my sponsor, Kai Jacobson. And I said, what can we do to add a little ammunition, a little excitement, a little energy to our call here and to our network, our Success Team Live Younger community? And we all came in agreement that we need a really good push, especially after Black Friday. I mean, the sales were off the charts. And you know how it works sometimes after a sale. You get a week that's a little flatter right after because everybody's purchased a lot. It's getting close to Christmas. So their priority might be on spending their money on some other Christmas presents and stuff like that. So we've decided to launch a very unique contest here, and it's going to be available for everybody in the Live Younger Success Team community. I'm not participating in the contest, so it's everyone that's down in the network from me, our team members here, and we're going to give away $3,000 US over the course of the next 2 weeks. And this is going to start at midnight Eastern Standard Time tonight. And what we're going to do is we're going to have every single silver, it's called silver and gold promotion, silver and gold promotion. Every new member that you enroll into the silver, the $300 package, or the gold package, the $500 package, you're going to receive a $50 bonus, added bonus. You receive 50 from the comp plan, and you're going to receive an extra 50 from the promotion. All payouts are going to happen by Christmas time. So it's going to be some extra Christmas cash in your pocket. Every gold, you get 100 directly from the product introduction bonus on the comp plan. You're going to receive an extra $100. And what we're going to do is we're going to ask each and every one of you to send an email to myself or a WhatsApp message, and you can do it in the room too. And Judy and I were talking about this. This might be a great way for you to track what's happening and how many prizes are left. Let's do the math real quick. If we look at $3,000, and Judy, if you've got a calculator in front of you, maybe you can help me crunch some numbers here, and let's do the breakdown. Let's say we have the first 10 people that join with a gold package. Okay, now we know $1,000 is gone. So 10 new goals have joined. What does that leave us? $2,000. Take $2,000, Judy, if you don't mind, and divide that by $50. How many silvers do we have left to distribute among our brand partners here?
40.
40. Okay, let's just use that scenario. I mean, it could be any scenario. It could be more golds. It could be less. It could be more silvers. I don't know what you guys will do and how your audience will respond, but it's a double up promotion. So if we get 10 brand new golds and we get 10 golds and 40 brand new silvers, each and every one of you, the beneficiary, the sponsor, is going to receive that payment. And I'm going to be doing payouts via, in Canada, Interact e-Transfer, cash where possible, in Mexico, in pesos, or Bitcoin, or e-Transfer, however we wish to do it. And if they're overseas, like Ruby over in Philippines, we're going to do PayPal, or we'll do in Western Union, whatever it takes. We'll take care of the finances before Christmas, because this is going to be a 2-week blitz, or whatever comes first. The $3,000 could be exhausted in 7 days. We have no way of knowing how ambitious you guys will be and how fast you will activate this. Now, I want to share a strategy. We've run this contest before. I ran it in Nigeria. We've run it in the Philippines before in the past. And one of the things that I found most effective in this contest is when you approach someone, and maybe you've got someone who joined you as a starter, never really activated. By the way, the starters are all going to count. Anybody who's never upgraded to a silver package has become a starter. They're the only ones that are going to be classified in this contest, but it has to be a brand new member with a timestamp of midnight Eastern Standard Time and forward. What we're going to ask you to do is create a screenshot of the person that you've enrolled, that package with their ID number clearly displayed, and you're going to post that, and you're going to send it out to my email address. I'm going to give out my email address here. I'm going to type it. Hannah, can you type it in the chat here so that the email address is there? Most of you have me on WhatsApp. You can send it there if you prefer. You can send it on Telegram. Yeah, and Hannah will post it in the chats here. And one of the things I'm going to encourage that has worked really well is to share heart to heart, share the benefits, share the newfound wealth here with the people that are saying yes to you. Now, here's an example. If you got someone brand new sitting on the fence, they're not sure, do they want to make this move? You can say, you know what, there's a contest going on right now. I'm going to make $100 extra if you join as a gold member right now. I am going to bless you. I'm going to give you that $100. It's going to go to you because I'd rather you see the savings and you experience that benefit. I'm already getting paid through the comp plan. So that's just a suggestion. It's at the discretion of the sponsor. Everybody who does the sponsoring receives that discretion to do that or not to do that. It's completely 100% your choice. And just so you know, the contest is funded by Robin and Gregory Mascari, 33%, Kai Jacobson 33%, and myself 33%. And this is something we're going to experiment with now. And depending on how successful it is, we're going to do something like this down the road in the future again, and maybe on a much larger scale. But this is just a trial to see how receptive you guys will be. So I'm excited about this. How about you guys? Are you guys excited to get out, like Carl said, on your phone, and not 1,000 contacts, maybe 100 contacts, maybe 50 contacts on your phone? Not all of us have 1,000 contacts on our phone, but most of you probably have 300 to 500 contacts on your phone that you can start reaching out, or on social media. You can do a little campaign, a blitz. What are your thoughts, guys? Are you excited about this? Is this going to give you an extra incentive to really go out there and maybe approach the person that hasn't committed to you yet, on the fence? Give me some feedback here real quick. I'd love to hear. Unmute yourself and just share real quickly what your thoughts are on the contest, or if you have any questions.
Hi, I'm Margaret. Yes, I'm very interested into this, and I will do my best.
I knew I'd count on you, Margaret, 100%. I know how you've been working and sponsoring and bringing in new people. She talks Lifewave everywhere she goes, so I'm sure you'll cash in quite a bit on this contest. So,
Carola, you have a question? You want to go ahead, or we're actually over our time. Maybe what we could do here is just wrap this up and do the Q&A off the call. Is that okay?
That's absolutely perfect. And
okay, we do want to try to keep it. Yeah, I'm going to make just 1 minute. I'm going to turn it over to Judy to sort of wrap up everything that was shared in this call. For myself, it's 100 calls. It's 100 people. 1,000 would be asking a lot, so I just want to be clear. But 100 is a goal. You know, if you have only 50, then 50 is going to generate. But I really stress the significance of pairing up the incentive that Pete and the upline have provided, along with your mathematical contribution. You're going to have to reach out to generate those leads that are going to eventually filter down to joined members. So my wrap up on this before I hand it to Judy is take up the challenge. I'm going to be on you in this group. I'm going to be posting how many I've contacted, and I want to see every one of you. It doesn't matter if it's not 100 if you don't get there, but make the effort to reach out. And if you don't know what to say, start with hello. You'll know how to pivot from there as the conversation emerges. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Judy to sort of do a wrap on what we talked about tonight, and then we'll end our call.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Carl. And yes, our wrap up would be, I didn't want to lose track of the fact that while we are putting out those calls, what I said at the top of the hour was to make sure you take care of the people who you brought in, and to have a system where you can follow up with them. And so we really appreciate the incentive that Pete and Kai and Robin and Gregory are part of. And we have 2 weeks, I believe, Pete. That means that it's over on the evening of the 19th of December. If I look at 2 weeks from midnight tonight, so it would be over maybe by the 20th in the morning, or in the evening.
The 20th, Judy. The 20th by midnight Eastern Standard Time. We're going to end it, but I got a feeling the prize money will be depleted before that, but we're going to leave it till the 20th.
Perfect. All right. Well, I think that's a good enough wrap here. We are motivated. We're excited to see what can all happen. And if we share kind of how we're doing, I think that would be a great thing. If everybody could just post in the Success team, today I did 5 calls. Today I did 20 calls, or whatever. It might be kind of exciting and fun to hear. I did some math on my calculator, and it tells me that if I do 7 calls every day for the next 14 days, I'll hit 98 calls. So if you space it out, you know, you're not going to wait until the last day to do 7 or 8 more calls. But that just gives you an idea. If you I'm kind of thinking in my mind to look at doing 10 or 15 calls a day for the next 10, 11 days. I'll have well reached that challenge that Carl has given us. So with
And
all
just to clarify, Judy, it doesn't have to be a call. It can be a text. It could be a WhatsApp. It could be anything to go out there and hit 100 people. That's what the intent is.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree. Any kind of a touch, we call it a touch in the fundraising world. So
Right.
that could be a text, a call, an email, meeting somebody in the elevator or in the grocery lineup, whatever that might be. So we want to end this call, but please stay with us if you want to talk and have some of your questions answered, or just share with each other kind of how we might go about doing this. Please stay on the call, but for right now, we're going to say thank you again for coming, and we'll end the recording right now.